Welcome back to the show, everybody. Win! We stay winning! Now all your L's will turn to W's. Kamen Rider 01, episode number 1. I am the president and a Kamen Rider. Hell yeah, baby. Thumbs up. Nod it out, Triple. Yes, do that. This show gets my approval one episode in. And it's like, and the thing is that I really want to open this up, and I really want to talk about this because I really think that after watching this first episode, that saying the following is important. In 24 minutes, you have completely sold me on Aruto Hiden as a character. Not a lot of shows get that right the way that this does. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that our previous heroes that we've had haven't been endearing, haven't got me into caring about your story and the people that you're surrounded with. I'm not saying that at all. But understanding and really knowing that, especially coming off of Kamen Rider Zero, which I'm still in the middle, almost at the end of OG Young Sogo's ride to grow up and to be a man, and understanding that that's important because I came into this when I finally got a chance to sit down and watch it, of understanding I'm trying to look for something there because that last episode that I reviewed of Zio really opened my eyes a lot more to the things that you don't see, that the show doesn't push, that it wants you to gravitate to. But understanding and knowing that because this is a new era and things like that, I want to sit down and I really wanted to watch for those things, to really look at more of the humanization of a character, because we are talking about a conflict between man and machine. So really looking for that true human factor in Aruto to see if he got it. The boys got it in spades. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot happened in this episode, and we're going to go through all of it. There is a lot to decompress and to understand and to digest, and I know I'm a little bit behind, so it's going to be fun sitting down and really catching up, given that I don't have to wait for the next couple episodes because I can just watch them back to back and really understand, because again, there is an underbelly to this episode, to this show, that I really, after sitting down and watching it and having a chance to take the dogs outside and really think about that there's an underbelly to this show that I truly appreciate. And also understanding that because of where we are when it comes to tokusatsu and storytelling, of what won't you do early in. Because again, we are coming off past Rider shows and past Sentais where in-game level stuff you think will happen in in-game is happening in episode 5 like it's a normal occurrence. So understanding and knowing that this pedal to the metal storytelling of let's get them what they want. Let's get them intrigued ASAP. Don't sit up here and pull them because pull them in slow. Give them what they need and have them jones in for more. And the past couple of Rider shows and the Sentai that I've watched have done a very great job of just giving you that little hit and be like, okay, I'm with you. And be like, what? And then be right back in it, and then be right back at that moment where I need more of this now. And 01 delivered on that in 24 minutes. And that's saying a lot, because there is, again, like I said, a lot to be decompressed and a lot that has been established. Because let's talk about this episode, because the thing is that we just going to jump all around the place. I really think that given that this is our first episode, I really think that jumping all over the place is okay, because there's a lot that I really want to say. So let me say it. We began our episode with a commercial with Dr. Kuronosuke Light, because we call him Dr. Light. That's his nickname this season. That's his nickname. It took me 2 seconds to come up with that. 2 seconds. New record of coming up with a name. Dr. Light. The age of humor gears and all of this stuff that's happening. The new generation. Keyword in that sentence, new generation. Keep underlining in mind. Dr. Light's dead. But given that there's a reason of my reference to Dr. You know what? I'll just give it to you. Given how this episode play out, you know Granddaddy done uploaded his brain into the satellite. You already know it. You already know. So show, give me that twist like in episode 15 or something. Like, I can talk to my granddaddy? Yeah, you can talk to your granddaddy, Aruto. You can talk to him because his brain is still alive, but his body's just dead. So you can skip that part. speaking of Hiden Arto, aka Kevin Aruto, because that's his name this season. Well, at least it's his name until we get to the point in the episode. Is that we meet our hero, Aruto Hiden, and there is a lot that this episode does that really has endeared me to this character in a way this early on that I haven't been endeared to other characters in a way that, yo, I'm riding with you. It's like, it's been past riders. Like, I'll talk about Sogo real quick. And in extension, Gazy, of, like, when I watched the first episode of Zio, I'm like, yo, he want to be king. Like, oh, little young Simba, he want to be king. And I'm with you. I'm with you on that, yo, this is the dream and this is what it is, but how the show gonna flow around that. It took me a couple of episodes to really understand exactly where Sogo was coming from. And once it was that I absorbed that and made it mine, it's like I enjoyed the show a lot more, and all the characters, they slowly grew on me. But it's not like this instant hit of what I immediately got by meeting this kid. Like, and not a kid. The man, he's a 22-year-old man. And that's really important because, you know, I'm going to bounce back and forth between, like, little mini Zio comparisons, even though I know I'm not done. Of that last review that I did, it really opened my eyes on how I take a look at this stuff. Because, again, I've had this conversation before, and this is a good time to really have that dialogue real quick. Of understanding how it is that I process this show, because I got to get in front of this camera and let the streets know how I feel, versus watching a thing for your own pure enjoyment. I talked about that in a video that I did earlier about the WWE and everything latest because of how I enjoy NXT. I don't review NXT on purpose because I want my viewing experience to be pure. To be like, I'm not watching this for no dichotomy. I'm watching this because I enjoy some good wrestling and some good storytelling, and I don't want to spoil it by trying to dichotomize what's going on. This, my dichotomy of watching Tokusatsu doesn't diminish the show, but I have to look at things differently than I would if I was sitting here just plainly enjoying the show. So in that, you know what I'm saying, is that, again, being able to watch this show from this new viewpoint of trying to see how you wish to humanize a character. And humanization is going to be important this season because we have the question of man versus machine. Is that our first meeting with Aruto is that debate of man versus machine, because you want to bring smiles to the people. You want to be a comedian, Mr. Kevin Aruto. Bruh, you not funny. But that's okay, because don't worry about it, because Gut Bustin' Taro took your gerb. He's a gooback and he took your gerb. You should be very angry because your gerb got tooken. And I have been waiting for that joke. The joke wrote itself. They took your gerb. Damn, South Park. Still good. Took your gerb. Took my gerb. But anyway, yeah, the human gear took his gerb. But don't worry about it. It's okay. The human gear took his gerb. Whatever. It's fine. Understanding and knowing this part of man versus machine, because we have got a lot more to get into, because again, like it's like, because I watched the episode early this morning and I took the dog and got distracted, so I'm trying to remember like what parts of the episode went where. So we'll just, you know what, we just gonna flow all over the place. We are introduced to Izu, whose name is Coast Mouth. Yeah, her name is Coast Mouth. That mouth is pretty. Coast Mouth. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying, it's a tie with moon juice, but Coast Mouth for reasons. You know what I'm saying? Long time. But in this is this understanding of, in this very scene that we speak of, where I'm calling her Coast Mouth, is something's happening in the 3D printing room. The 01 driver is being created as we speak, and understanding and knowing that Izu has her first mission, to find the president and get him to handle his business. This is going to be important later. It's going to be on the test. In this, at some point, we are introduced to my boy Murder Man Jin and Hirobi, aka Pepe Trump. You know what I'm saying? They run a squad called 8chan. You really think that they all was going there? Yeah, that's 8chan, bro. A-Chan got sunk under the water. And it's like, it's time for revenge, because it's time for revenge. One of the things, and I mentioned this earlier, I appreciate this early underbelly of this story we don't understand, and we get glimpses of that during the episode. And I'll mention something now. In the middle of this episode, we learn why Kevin Aruto wants to bring the smiles to the people, because his human gear daddy got blown the fuck up. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, watching your robot daddy get just like that change anybody's demeanor from whatever direction, whatever pivot you was going. What direction are you setting? He didn't want nobody that felt like he felt when he lost somebody close to him. So in that, he learned that he wants to make people smile. Given that Dr. Light is currently in the satellite, I'm calling that shit all day. I want to know what happened to this boy's parents. I'm assuming that whatever Hirobi and Jin got popping off, whatever Osamu's problem, because we gonna get to Wolf O'Donnell Jr. over here sitting up here later in the episode just dumping fools. I see why you got the progress key yet, because you just and of course you got you. You know what I'm saying? She a cutie. We just gonna call her Thicky Cop. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a formal name for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's Valkyrie. Yeah, I know that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna call her Prince. You know, for right now we gonna call her Princess Lilith, and that's gonna be my thing. You should go play Valkyrie profile. Go do that now. Don't wait till the video over. Then go play Valkyrie profile on PSP. You need to get back at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Valkyrie profile is crack cocaine. Regardless of that, understanding Osamu's drive to murder anything robotic moving, it's something to this. Understanding, like, you got Murder Man Jin and Pepe Trump like, yo, we finna put the work in, bro. We finna sit up here and turn Taro into a grasshopper, and into super alternate grasshopper. Like, well, was he a mantis or something? I'm not really sure. You was a thing. You were a thing, and you threw a thing at the other thing, and there was a thing. I'm like, there's things. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Understanding and knowing it, because I want to get to this, because only reason why I grouped all of that together is because I want to talk about the underbelly of this show. One of the things that really got me on board with 01 and really sold me is that already you sewing everything in. Is that you got me asking multiple questions, like, where's Aruto parents? Did Dr. Light die of like old age, or did something happen to this dude? Like, Hirobi and Jin, what's good with you? Osamu, what's your deal, bro? You need to talk to a specialist about your anger issues. There are things going on here. It's like, again, I wanted to say this, because I was gonna mention John, because back when we watched the trailer, his name was Uncle Bitch, because I didn't know like who he actually was, because I thought like he was like I thought he was like Aruto's uncle or something, and like, yo, you Uncle Bitch, but we might find a better name for VP, aka Uncle. You know what? His name VP, aka Uncle Bitch. That's his name, VP, aka Uncle Bitch. Because see, you gotta wonder. Given this is important, and this is a spoiler for 2 seasons ago. You know what I'm saying? Our Lord Shin Kami Guru, Lord Kuroto Dan, may he be praised, aka Dan Kuroto King, amen. Given that swerve, it make me question everything this dude do. It's like, is you gonna? Cause it's like it seemed like because that scene where he like, man, yo, OG dead. Bring my picture down from the rafters, bitch. And it's like, this dude got some issues. So it make you wonder, what was his relationship with Dr. Light in the first place? And that's another question. It's like, again, understanding and knowing what Aruto has been through. It's like, another question that I have is, why did Granddaddy choose you? I understand that in the scheme of things, why you would, given the situation therein of. But there has to be a reason. It's like, yeah, we watched your robot daddy take a massive motherfucking L. This. It seemed like that there was a humongous giant, one of these, that kicked off all of this thing of Dr. Light being like, yo, the nigga's coming. Get strapped up. That was his whole will. The niggas coming, get strapped up. And I'm just like, yeah. Okay, fine. I'm with you, show. I'm with you. Speaking of get strapped up, the thing that completely showed me on this show was Aruto being ready. They giving that, I don't want this responsibility. I just want to make people laugh. But see, the thing is, and this is important because of more of watching it from that additional angle and dynamic of understanding that you a 22-year-old man. When I think about 2006, because y'all know how old I am. Back in 2006, this was 2 years before shit popped off in my life. Like, I remember where I was in 2006, and 2006 was an okay year, but it could have been better. There were things that happened that really that changed my direction and walked me into a direction where I understood what it was that I needed to do, and I stood on that. In 2007 was a banner year, and 2008 was what it was. But I remember where I was when I was 22. That was pivotal stuff. Because before that, I was doing things that maybe I shouldn't have had no business, dealing with people I had no business, and making that pivot to get to 22 and be alive. Because you a black man in the hood, like, you ain't supposed to make it past 17. You supposed to sell dope and get shot in your brain. That's rap. But understanding and knowing where I was at 22, I can put myself in Naruto's shoes and like, do you remember when you was 22, what you was doing it? But you know I had to get you with the song in a little, baby. You know what I'm saying? We can't sing about L's yet. L's ain't technically been taken. Well, a major L we saw major L's get taken. We know about, we assumed that we knew about the major L's in the game that got taken. But somebody took a massive L. A massive L. Let's get back to that massive L, alright? The whole build-up to Aruto's first transformation into 01 was amazing. It is the thing that got me on board with him as a character. Like, that realization that the hero gets, especially when they thrust in, like, because you got a lot of people, you got a lot of heroes who, when it comes to time, you absorb everything that come with it. Right, wrong, or otherwise, no thoughts, no nothing. Let's go to work. Before all of this, I just want to bring smiles to the people. Watching a whole spot get taken down and understanding that all of this is happening because Murder Man Jin went to Gutbuster Taro like, yo, put in this work. It's morphin' time, bitch. Wreck shit, right? When that puts you in the position of you got to pivot now. That you got to sit up here and now what you thought was being a comedian was your thing and making people smile. Put it on that 01 driver, accepting the responsibility of not only being a hero, but being a president and a CEO of a company, El Presidente Aruto, a.k.a. El Presidente Cero Uno. El Presidente Cero Uno. We gotta work on this. But still, that moment is, I'm on board. I'm on board with this show, this character, and everything you want to do. Because I watched that pivot. When he put on that driver, and he got shot up to Zia, and it's like, you can think as fast as an AI, but you about to die in 5 seconds, my dude. Make a choice. And he did, and he transformed, and I'm like, Aruto brought that ruckus. I loved it. That is like the last time a rider got that over that early on me. Haruto, that opening fight in Kamen Rider Wizard, I'm like, this dude is a beast. And I remember, because I watched it unsubbed and everything, and I remember watching that opening first fight and being like, yo, this dude is a monster. Like, I remember that feeling. And then we remember how Wizard was, but I'm not finna put how Wizard ended versus how hype I was when I saw that first transformation in the flame style, and how over in my head that was because of how swag that looked. I like that opening fight for that reason, but for another. It's like, especially when you saw like when he was jumping and like broke his foot. It's like at the end, it's like, and making all, and sitting up here getting hit in the head with the attaché caliber and all that stuff. And just watching the growth of the character before your very eyes. It's like, yo, I sat up here, I know everything about this, but it don't go perfectly. And because the thing is, if that first fight would have went perfectly without all those mistakes and all that crazy stuff happening, and then that play into Aruto wanting to be a comedian, that's what really gave that fight, and here's the word I'm going to use, some real humanity. Some understanding and knowing that there's a man behind the rider, and understanding and watching all of that came together for me. And it's kind of like when that light bulb goes on and be like, that's this right there. That is what it is. And that is what I really, really, really appreciated about this opening episode of we getting to know this character. And it's like, it's going to be the establishment of understanding that, yo, you have been thrust into this humongous responsibility, and how are you gonna handle it? It's a trope as old as time, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, in this instance, because of where we came from to the step of where we're going, yeah, it's like, again, I'll put it to you just like this, just as like if I confused anybody. OG Young Sogo, from boy to man, from I wanna be king, I wanna be king, to I can't wait to be king. Oh my God, my king future self delivered me a massive L, to your ultimate triumph, because you are the hero. I don't need to watch 13 more episodes to know you triumph over the evil. I don't need to do that. I know you did. It's gonna be a pleasure once I get back to watching Zio to watch you do it. But understanding, like, when I had that epiphany of understanding like what this story is at the underline. This is a similar story, because the boy, in this instance, if you want to sit up here and you want to squash Sogo and the boy Aruto into one thing as a progression, because you got boy to man, and now you got this man who is growing to be a better man, who wants to not only bring smiles to the people, but protect those smiles so they never go away. And that is the true pivot that makes Aruto Hiden a character that I want to get to know. A character that I am invested in, that I want to watch, that I want to get behind. And the show, in 24 minutes, if a show can do all that, with the character establishment and that gangster ass fight, especially that part where you hop through that damn bus, that shit was sick as a motherfucker. I'm sitting up here like this boy sitting up here on the Matrix, Neo the One believing shit. I'm like, damn. I'm like, whoo-wee. Dirty work. You feel me? Just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I can't wait to get into this. I'm not even gonna say nothing. You know what? That's how I get myself in trouble. I'm not gonna say nothing. It'll be what it's gonna be, and you'll see it when you see it. It's just like that. This was a great episode. I'm like, I love everything. I'm like, the one thing I didn't talk about, but I will talk about before we get up out of here. I love the 0-1 driver. Progress! Rising Hopper! Jump into the sky turns into a wider kick. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, I didn't know Microsoft Sam could be so gangster. I didn't know. Jump! Rising Hopper! Or win! We stay winning! Y'all need to come up with a name for the progress key of We Stay Winning right here. Somebody do that. Yeah, that's your homework assignment. Do that. So I had something to add to the intro. I'm like, I just thought that intro was kind of dope because I can't do I can't do that no more because that's Kamen Zio stuff. I had to come with something new for the 0-1. I'm like, I love Realize. That song is dope. I love that. I can't wait to that next episode to see the intro. We'll talk about that when I watch the intro. But I'm like, you want to realize, dummy. Man, I ain't gonna sing that, man. Told him take the video down. But yo, man, I'm glad to be back in the seat. I ain't forgot about everything else. I know I'm behind on 3 TV shows now, but I'm gonna find a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find a way to make it work. But yo, I want to thank you guys, man, for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And yo, if you have made it to the end of this and you figure out who it is that I is, I'm of course the one and only Triple the G.O.D, aka Mr. CRACKCOCINE. Hashtag entertainment's #1 dope, man. Beat it again! Beat it again! The baddest monster in existence because we stay winning! I'm gonna have fun all season with this. Y'all know who I got flanking me, man. Squish, Murder, and the Squadron. The congregation, may they be praised. Bessie, Janine, and Magdalene holding down your unos, your doses, your threes, and carthos. Throw the dubs up again. Throw the dubs up again, baby. Yo, if you made it to the end of this, yo, thank you for coming through, man. If you're not subscribed, hit that button. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if you like or dislike, hit them buttons too. You know what I'm saying? Do all that. Hit the bell to let you know when I got more crap coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like social media and ways to support the show with your cash money. Do what it does. All I can ask from you right now at this juncture is please sit back, relax, stay tuned. We got plenty of more show for you, and it feels good to be back in this seat. And you know what I'm saying? Let's just say this at the end of this. I done been through a little bit. Took a lot to get me back here in this seat, but I'm glad to be back, and I'm going to do whatever I can, man, to get us back to normalcy as much as possible. So stay tuned for normalcy. And everything chaotic till we get to normalcy. How about that? Like I said, we have got plenty of more show for you. Win. We stay winning! We've got plenty of more show for you. Now we've got it right after these commercial messages. Y'all help me work on the intro. For real. Give me a name of a progress key that we can do winning. Like I was thinking because what animals start with W? We got walruses, big body walrus. Winning walrus. Winning walrus. Like what other hold up. I got a big cuz up here. Animals that oh my god. Okay, the internet, man, the computer listening. I'm like, I start typing in animals that, and it says start with the letter, and I put W. Animals that start with the letter W. We got walrus, we got wallabies, walruses, a warthog, a wasp, water buffalo, water dragon, winning weasel. Okay, let me see, what else we got? We got Welsh corgi, Western gorilla, West Highland terrier, white tiger, white tiger. And shout out to Call on Duty Black Ops. Well, you know what, man? I'm like, we can't call it Simon Call on Duty Black Ops. I'm calling him Wolfo Shotso. That's what we call him, Wolfo Shotso. That's what we call him. And I'm like, we gonna figure that out. White face capuchin, white rhinoceros. So. You know what? Rising Hopper. Winning walrus. Because I'm like, it say walrus inhabits the freezing waters of the Arctic Circle. Who you know cooler than me, fam? Nobody on the internet is cooler than Uncle Trample, baby. Winning walrus. Somebody give me that progress key now. Winning walrus. So next week we gonna go off the rise. Winning walrus. Win! We stay winning! Progress! Winning is just another way of life. Handshake! Win! We stay winning! Winning walrus. We here with it, baby. Winning walrus. Hashtag winning walrus. We in there. Big bodies putting in work. Ice cold, baby. Cause what's cooler than being cold? Ice cold. Look, plenty of more show for all of y'all. Winning Walrus. And more show for y'all right after these commercial